Hey guys, Steve here with Utah Outdoor Adventures. Hope everybody's doing well. Today I'm sitting here with this tray full of crap. As you can see, we're going to make something really cool. We're going to make an ultralight backpacking stove out of a can of cat food and a few simple tools. Very quick, very easy to do, and very convenient. You won't even feel it in your pack. If you already know about this, I apologize, but hey, it's not on my channel yet, so here we go. Let's get started. Okay, step one, feed Mongo. Come here, buddy. Hey, you're blocking my shot. This isn't easy, you know. This can of cat food was 88 cents, I believe. Or no, it was 50 cents. It was on sale at Walmart on clearance or something. So feed the cat or eat it yourself, whatever you're into. And then let's rinse it out and get it ready for turning it into a stove. Mongo's happy I'm doing this. Okay, so I've cleaned it out. Oop, looks like I missed a spot. That's okay. I've cleaned it out mostly. I took the label off. That took seconds. I paid 50 cents for this, $1 for the hole punch, and this is my little Ozark Trail Walmart brand multi-tool. I think I paid 12 bucks for it. Great little tool, really strong, but the grips came off really easy on the first few uses. Anyway, other than that, I've used this to gut fish and fix things and whatever, so it's been a pretty handy little tool. So that is what we need to get started. And the first thing we're going to do is take this can and we're going to punch holes right under the lip, just under the lip right here. One here, one straight across, one here, one straight across. Then we're going to continue that with a hole in between these two straight across until we have 16 holes. And then we're going to offset it down just a little lower with a second row of holes to allow more efficient burning. So here we go. First, before we get started with that, this is where the multi-tool comes in. Obviously we have a lip here, a very sharp one. We need to smash that down all the way around the can and make it nice and flat. Okay, there are two reasons. Of course, safety is one, that we flatten this ridge. And the other reason is we have to be able to get the hole punch over it. This is just your basic everyday hole punch, and what we're going to do is put it right over like that and just about where the lip is. We're going to squeeze. Let me get it in the right place here. Kind of going by feel. And pop. Okay, so we have a hole there now. The next one is going to go directly across on this side. Roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll still work if you don't have OCD like I do. Okay, so we've got two holes right across from each other, as you can see. Now the next two, of course, are going to go on the sides, here and here. And then the next two will go here, and we'll just work our way around. Just to make sure we're on the same page, now I've got the 4 holes, and you can see that we need to go right in the middle between the holes here, 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 and here. And we will continue that until we have 16 holes. Okay, as you can see, I've made my way around and I made a few mistakes. They're not perfect. I'm not perfect, but hey, that's part of the fun of this, right? It's homemade. So now we're going to move about halfway between the bottom and the holes up here. So right in here, and we're going to offset these holes the same way, same number of holes, by lining them up where there's spaces in these. So we have a hole here, a hole here, a hole here. You get the idea. So I'm going to do that real quick for you. Okay, as you can see, I've made my way around for the second row, and our little stove is actually complete. Pretty cool, huh? And you're thinking to yourself, if you've never seen this, what good is a can full of holes? Well, I will show you. You will need denatured alcohol, which you can get at any hardware store. This makes a fantastic fuel and burns really well. I keep mine, what I carry with me in a pack, this was a kid's, I forget what they're called, bug juice drink from the gas station. I put duct tape on it, both to use if I need it when I'm out hiking, and also to mark it that it's not water. I also keep this well out of children's reach because it looks like water and it will kill them. So be careful and be safe around children with this, especially when you're lighting it, of course. Before I get into the denatured alcohol and lighting this thing up and showing you how it works, I had an idea to take this ginormous can of chili. This is a 40-ounce can of chili. I'm going to turn this into my cook pot. So the whole thing comes from the grocery store, is easily put together, and super lightweight, of course, once you empty the chili. So the trick to this is you need to cut the lid off, not the traditional way like this, but with one of these can openers that also will take it off on the side like this. So I'm going to go ahead and take that lid off. Okay, so we got the lid off. As you can see, it creates a nice rounded edge, kind of like a lid. And what we're going to do is dump this out, put it in the fridge. The kids can have at that later, and thank God I don't share a bedroom with them. And then we will move on to the next part of our little cook pot here. Okay, so I've removed the label, I've washed it out. I took my multi-tool and I kind of went around and smashed down this edge. This is very sharp. It may help to take some sandpaper and smooth this down a bit. I'll probably do that, not as part of this video because I don't think I have any sandpaper on hand right now, but I'm definitely going to do that because boy, that thing is sharp. And here's our lid. After I pinched this down, this actually fit a little better as well. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It'll stay on. See, it's not moving. For a handle, I'm going to take this thumbtack and pop it right into the middle here. Okay, there we go. There's our lid and our pot. You can easily take that on and off when you're cooking with it. And, of course, our stove. What do you say we light this thing up and see if we can boil some water with it? Okay, what I've gone with here is 2 cups of water. And the reason why is most dehydrated backpacking meals call for about that much. So, if you take those a lot like I do, like Mountain House type meals, this is a good experiment of how much fuel you will need, how long it takes to boil, that kind of thing. So let's just dump that in there into our cook pot. Set this over here for now. Now here's our alcohol. I'm going to be very careful not to spill any. Depending on what you're cooking, how much you're cooking, you can kind of guesstimate before you go on a trip how much fuel you'll need. I typically just take this with me. A lot of people will pre-measure exactly how much fuel they need to boil a certain amount of water for a certain number of meals and take it with them to save weight and that kind of thing. I'm not quite that picky about it, so I'm going to go ahead and dump this in. Maybe an ounce. I'm not quite sure where an ounce would be. So I'm a big guesstimator sometimes too. So let's light this thing and see how it does. Okay, just to keep it a little more interesting, a little more lifelike, I'm going to go ahead and light it with this cheap Coleman ferro rod I got at Walmart. I think it was $6. I don't know. I've got a better one coming. This it's okay. I mostly use it for the magnesium shavings. As you can see, I've been scraping those off and storing them away for helping with building campfires and that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and light this with this. This is what I would do if I were in the mountains making myself dinner. So here we go. There we go. Just like that, the alcohol is lit. I'm pretty sure you can kind of see that. Now we're going to let it prime for a minute. And all that means is we're going to wait until it's really going. It's really hot and possibly coming out the holes as well. Okay, we got a nice strong flame going, so we're going to put our pot. The cool thing about this alcohol stove is you can put the pot right on top. And when we do, let's make sure we're stable here. There we go. When we do, as you can see, it acts like a gas stove. The alcohol begins burning right out those holes that we've popped in it. Nice. Now we will put our lid on and see how long it takes to boil. I don't know if you can hear that. It's been going for 2 minutes. It's already getting angry in there. Let's take a look. Yeah. It's getting there. There's some tiny bubbles in the bottom for me. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this is there's no handle on this cook pot. I'm going to get into this in a minute, but here's my store-bought one with its extending handle, so I don't burn myself. For the purpose of this video, I'm just showing how long it takes to boil water with an alcohol stove. I will be attaching a handle or making it even a cozy for it so that I don't burn myself in the mountains when I'm trying to make dinner. So something to keep in mind if you're going to go this route and make this pot. Don't just grab it when it's ready. You may not be that dumb, but I'm putting it out there because you never know with some people. So please don't just grab this and take it off the flame. The whole can is going to be very hot. Right now we're at 4 minutes. We almost have a full boil. In fact, this is actually helping cook out some of the chili I didn't wash out completely because I didn't use soap. Again, for the purposes of the video, I just wanted to demonstrate. And there we go. Look at that. Full rolling boil. And about 4.5 minutes, we got our boil. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Alright. Not too shabby for a homemade thing. Now, in order to put out the alcohol, well, it looks like it just went out. So I used the right amount just to bring it to a boil. That's pretty cool because when this stuff, I'm using a hot pad, guys. When this stuff burns out, I better not touch it. Follow my own rules. It really burns out. I don't know if you can tell, but there's nothing left in there. It's bone dry. But if you have too much alcohol left after getting your water to boil or whatever you're doing with it, it just blows out. You just blow it and it goes out. I've never had a problem getting it to go out that way. Or you can smother it. You can, put a cup over it, put something over it, and it'll go out. So it's clean burning as well. So I'm not sitting here in my kitchen, becoming slowly mentally incapacitated by the fumes. I'm doing all right. So clean burning, fast boiling. In the real life situation, you're going to have wind, which will blow this out. And I'm going to now make a windscreen out of this foil tray that I have here. We'll do that real quick. All we're going to do is take these scissors and cut around the edge. And then this edge will be our windscreen. It will wrap around our stove. Of course, that makes it, you still have to put the pot directly on the stove, but you can put this screen around the outside of that because you can adjust the size, of course, once it's cut out. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut the edges off the bottom portion. I cut cut all the way around, and then I cut off just the section I thought I would need that was the right size. So here's my little windscreen made from that foil pan edge, and this is cool enough I can touch it now, and we'll just put it right on there. So if you're in the mountains and it's windy, this will help protect your alcohol from blowing out and you from starving to death in the mountains. One thing that's really nice about this windscreen as far as backpacking goes, you know, you can put your stove in there. Of course, when you don't have water in it, you can put your stove in there and store it in your backpack easily. You can use this to hold various equipment that, you know, whatever you need the storage space for while you're hiking. But the nice thing about this little windscreen is you can fold it up and tuck it into a pocket. It takes up no space, no weight, really easy to use that way, really convenient. So pretty neat little simple way to cook food when you're out camping and backpacking. By comparison, just real quick, I made this other alcohol stove. Forget the gentleman's name who has a really good video about how to make one. A lot more complicated process. I'll go ahead and pop it up here on the screen. You can look him up and learn how to make one if you want. This is out of a Sprite can, obviously. I haven't sanded the paint off, which is important because the alcohol will actually make the paint run and it'll get all over your hands and it's nasty. But the same thing, as you look down in here, there are little holes down inside for the alcohol to flow into the sidewalls and come out here. That was really fun to make. It took a lot longer. It was way more complicated. And to use that, I actually have this little pop-up pot stand, or stove if you want to call it that. But the problem is if I put my pot right on this, it snuffs out the fire. It just goes right out. But if I do this, and I'll use my store-bought cook pot as an example, whoop, not that much. Then basically it gives some space. I can put that right on there, and it gives some space between the stove and the pot for the flame to be able to heat it up. So another way to do it, another handy way. I'm not going to go into it. It took me a long time to make that little stove. I actually made 2 of these, and one of them is too tall for this, so it ended up being worthless because I measured it wrong. But this is the way I'm going to go in the future. I'm going to go with the cat food can alcohol stove. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Welcome everybody to my new Facebook page, Utah Outdoor Adventures with Stephen Grames. You guys feel free to subscribe as well. I appreciate your support and being on board, and I hope this helps. I'll see you next time.
So what I'm saying is, we're going in at the side like this. the label off just like the cat food can. And stick this in the fridge. Honestly, that looks really gross. I'd rather homemade chili any day. No offense, Nelly. Cause, you know, I like my kitchen table. I don't want it to be lit on fire. We don't want to fill it above the bottom holes. Of course, it's gonna overflow and make a mess and catch yourself on fire and whatever else. Where was I going? Bear with me, those of you who are a lot more picky than me, I apologize, but it's my video, go make your own. Anyway, so let's